heard you say, James, I think it was on the Australian tour where you were man of the tournament, right? When you won three of the games. But you said it was the player's responsibility to get their mind right, not the manager, right?
No,
it was the players. Okay, so I'm running a company. I think it's my responsibility. So if morale's not right, I think it's me. Right, but they have a responsibility. How do people grab that responsibility to get their brains exactly right? How would you get your brain right?
So Nigel, I've been lucky enough to work in lots of different teams, winning teams, bad teams, successful teams, and work with management teams in the same respect in business. Your job as a manager is to set the direction, is to set the tone, make it an aspirational environment for people to work in, to be able to give clear guidance to people, to be approachable, and to understand the cognitive well-being of your team underneath you. So one managing director or whatever might need an arm around them. The other one might need you to tell him he's going to do more. That's what your balance as a leader is.
Yeah.
But other than that, the role of the individual is down to them. And somebody asked me on an interview the other day with like GMB or whatever it was I was doing, and someone said, so talking about resilience, what are your tips for resilience? I said, well, you've got two choices. You're either resilient or you're not resilient, because yes, you can learn skills to do that. And yes, you'll have setbacks and moments of weakness, and we all do. Myself, I riddle with self-doubt. That's why I always saw a sports psychologist from 17 to kind of now, always trying to work on, but I spotted it and identified it. But you have a choice in life. You either do or you don't do. And you're either sitting at home whinging about how life's affected you, or you go and seize the day. And the reason, each person has sort of almost a bucket of kind of willpower, right? And sometimes when that bucket's gone, you don't want to get up and train, you don't want to go to work, you give up. We all have that, but we can't be bothered. But then what you do is, the people who are mentally tough don't look for motivation, but they draw on other things. And that might be a goal for the day. That might be, you've gone from going, I want to go to work, to I'm going to be in competition with my work colleague, I'm going to do it. I'm going to set myself a challenge. And whatever you do, you find your resilience to then go to work. And if I was training with my wife, for example, and it's pouring with rain, it's freezing, I could get up and go, I just don't want to do it today. It happens all the time, I just don't want to do it. But then I think to myself, well, I'm going to let Chloe down if I don't get up and do it. Or I think, to myself, I set myself a time. I saw one of my teams. Your
resilience. It's a good phrase, right?
Yeah, find your resilience and what it is. But remember, it's a transitory thing. I get people on social media all the time writing to me going, could you motivate me? And the answer is no, I can't give you motivation, because my motivation would be shut the F up, get off your arse and go and train, or go and work, or go and do this. But that's not what people want. People want you to go, oh, you're doing brilliantly, oh, you're so good. What you got to do is find that mental strength, but by understanding that it could be a whole range of different goals. And on the day when your bucket's gone down, because some days you feel $1 million, some days the world wouldn't touch you, but then you just got to find that different thing, find your resilience. And remember, the choice is simple. You either are resilient or you're not. The resilient people are the ones that turn up, work, have the lifestyle they want. The people who aren't resilient are the ones sitting around whinging about how the government screwed them over, how they don't have what they want, how they hate their life, and it's everybody else's fault. And that's as simple as that.
Is that willpower a muscle that you build it, right? They're limited, but the more you do it and the more you push yourself, your willpower becomes stronger, you think?
But it is because you then have to work out, how do I develop that? Well, then that comes down to, I get willpower from consistently, you look back at your process. Life is not but process driven. So if you're trying to execute a skill, for example, a rugby tackle.
Yeah.
So if I want to get better at tackling, I have to go and practice tackling. But then I have to put the elements, as I said, be fitter, be stronger, so I'm in the right place at the right time, have the right energy system, diet, look at my self-recovery, so my body's recovered enough to go again. And by doing that, so that process, relying on the process, builds the confidence to then build you to be able to execute it. And it's the same thing resilience. If you're aware that you are, mentally have a few blind spots, to me with confidence, right? In terms of believing in myself, which is bizarre, because if you looked at me and probably listened to this talk, you realize I think smoke shines out my arse, but it's not the case. And I realized I had to go and work on that. So I worked with a psychologist who gave me the tools to develop that. Then you look at things that you go, right, what actually, you have to have self-awareness. What motivates me? Motivate me might be your lifestyle. So you're then thinking about how you want to get there. Other people motivate me. I'm lucky with Chloe. So if all else fails, I then have Chloe that helps guide me. And that's one of the things I've said throughout this talk is relationship capital is so important. Find somebody that is going to get the best out of you. And genuinely, the reason I married Chloe is A, because she's fit, but B, because she makes me a better person being with her than without her. And it's no joke. If you have a group of friends, even if you don't have a partner, and they are people that get the best out of you, that drive your standard, this is a constant thing, like Nigel saying, the resilience muscle keeps building because you're doing mental strength helps resilience, process helps resilience, people around you helps resilience. And all of that helps you be better. And it's not by miracle. And do you know what? It takes time. And some days you're going to feel terrible and you feel like you started back to the beginning.
All of us, yeah.
So what you do is
maybe 3 out of 5, right?
yeah. And what you do is you then quickly snap out of it. It's almost like changing your point of focus. I don't want to be here. I don't want to do here. Then you remember, I'm here because I want that car. Boom, and I go off and do it. And that's what drives me.